Amendment offered by Delegate Bulova, item 139, number 30H, which has been distributed.
The gentleman from Fairfax, Mr. Bulova.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, first of all, I do want to thank the Appropriations Committee for restoring part of the governor's proposal to eliminate cost to compete for school support positions. This affects jurisdictions, not just those traditionally known as Northern Virginia, but surrounding areas as well, including Stafford and Fredericksburg, Winchester, Clark, Spotsylvania, Culpeper, and Fauquier. However, even with that amendment, this still represents an 81% cut from pre-2012 levels. And the impact of this is very, very significant. First off, a 2012 JLARC study that just came out reaffirms that Northern Virginia is the state's most expensive labor market. In fact, it is so expensive that the cost of living in Northern Virginia is 25% greater than the next closest region. And that places us at a huge competitive disadvantage when it comes to our surrounding states. Second, the 18 localities that are slated to be cut are also the ones that are projected to gain the most students over the next 2 years. In fact, they're expected to gain about 18,000 students. And when you think about 18,000 students, that's the equivalent of about 30 elementary schools. Mr. Speaker, the cost to compete is simply a recognition of a very tough reality for the families in Northern Virginia, that it is more expensive to live there. And with 7-hour rush hours, the quality of our education system is probably the one thing that enables us to continue to bring businesses to our community so that we can be the economic engine of the Commonwealth. Mr. Speaker, it's my hope that in the conference committee report that we'll be able to increase the cost to compete. However, my concern with this amendment is that we need to make it clear for the future that we are considering cost to compete and addressing that in a fair, equitable, and consistent long-term manner. And we have the opportunity to do that this upcoming year with the next rebenchmarking. As I noted, JLARC this last December came out with what I thought was a very, very important, detailed, balanced, neutral report that clearly outlines the need for cost to compete. That's something we asked for, and it's something where I think we should use that information. And so the amendment before you simply directs the Department of Education to consider these recommendations and findings when they do their rebenchmarking next year. Mr. Speaker, let me end on this thought, which is we've had a lot of debates this session on how we improve student performance in the classrooms, and I think nobody here would argue that a big part of doing that is having excellent teachers. Those great teachers can't do their work if they don't have the proper supports in their classrooms, and this is what this is all about. And so with that, I would ask the body to accept the amendment.